Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jozie Kumm. New federal food assistance ran out today. More than 40 million Americans who get SNAP benefits are without. Today is also the first day of open enrollment for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. And some Americans covered by Obamacare are experiencing something called sticker shock. Those are just two issues at the very center of the government shutdown. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the details, and it's our top story at 10.
Today, brisk business at food banks across the country. The first of the month is when federal food assistance money usually is loaded onto SNAP cards, but not today because of the government shutdown.
With the uncertainty in the nation, we're so happy to provide this resource.
Uncertainty for 42 million Americans, even though a federal judge yesterday ordered the Trump administration to keep SNAP funded. President Trump says he's instructed government attorneys to ask the judge how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. If the court gives direction, the president says it will be my honor to provide the funding.
That's what feeds me. If I don't have that, I don't eat.
Today is also the first day of open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act. More than 20 million Americans who get their health insurance through Obamacare will see their premiums skyrocket because of expiring subsidies. The Congressional Budget Office projects without those tax credits, 3.8 million people will drop their coverage annually and be uninsured over the next 8 years.
Let's make sure that we ensure that Americans' health insurance premiums don't go up. We want that, and we're willing to work with people for it, but they've got to reopen the government first.
Democratic lawmakers want those subsidies extended before they agree to end the shutdown. Former President Obama, who signed the ACA into law, speaking out today at a campaign rally for Virginia's Democratic candidate for governor.
Healthcare premiums for millions of people are about to double or even triple next year. Meanwhile, the government is shut down, and the Republicans who currently are in charge of Congress, they're not even pretending to solve the problem. They have not even been showing up to work.
Stacey Cox says without subsidies, her Obamacare will more than quadruple to more than $2,100.
We can't afford to double what it costs for us to live just to have health insurance.
President Trump rallied against the ACA this week, saying rates are going through the roof for really bad health care. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The state of Iowa is preparing to help Iowans get by until the government reopens. Starting today, the state will match cash donations to food pantries up to $1 million. Iowa's managed care organizations and Hy-Vee are both donating $100,000, and Fairway supplies food pantries with 20,000 pounds of pork this week. Governor Reynolds says relief for Iowan families ultimately depends on the federal government.
If the government reopens during the month of November, SNAP users will receive their full November benefit at that time.
Governor Reynolds also says the Iowa National Guard will help with food distribution when needed until the government reopens. The Sioux City Distilling Company held its first ever juniper harvest, inviting local residents to join in the picking process. This event not only contributes to the creation of their signature gin, but offers folks an opportunity to learn about the distillery. KCAU9 News reporter Chase Foy has more.
Thank you, Josie. This 68-acre land behind me is now going to be used to harvest junipers to make fresh gin for the Sioux City Distillery.
This is the chief botanical when you're making gin. You can't make gin without juniper.
Owner of the Sioux City Distillery, Austin Foster, received this land a couple years back after knowing it was filled with plenty of juniper trees.
Blaine had identified that we've got a lot of juniper out here. It just made the most sense for us to kind of acquire the space and kind of just keep it natural, just keep it growing these beautiful botanicals out this way.
After acquiring the land, Foster waited some time to harvest to make sure the female junipers are ready to make his signature gin.
The females, they get these beautiful berries. They're really cones, but the berries that turn bluish purple this time of year.
Foster explained to me that while juniper is the key to making his gin, several other factors fall into it.
We take our juniper and we let it macerate, or in our case, we vapor distill with it, and add some coriander and some cardamom and some lemon peel and a lot of other botanicals. And then what we end up with is gin. But the chief botanical in that mix has to be juniper, and that's what we're here today doing, is harvesting juniper.
Throughout the day, Foster invited several people to come out and help harvest. Guests were able to learn about the production of gin and embrace the beauty of the Lost Hills of Iowa. Foster hopes that this 2025 juniper harvest will become an annual celebration of the Loess Hills and the wild juniper that defines his gin.
If we can't share them with our friends in our community, what are we doing, right? So what's really cool is I can have some folks out to the farm today to harvest some junipers with us, and it just builds community, it builds fellowship and friendship, then it allows us to make beautiful gin, which is really important.
Once all these junipers are harvested, Foster says he plans to get these ready and into production by the end of the year. Reporting in Sioux City, Iowa, Chase Foy, KCAU-9 News.
Dozens of folks gathered at Stolly Park Pond outside of Spencer today, hoping to catch an armload of rainbow trout. The Iowa DNR released about 1,500 rainbow trout into the pond this afternoon. Previously, trout release was held at Scharenberg Park in rural Clay County. The switch to the park was actually made because of the proximity to Spencer and to bring more people out to the park itself.
It's just to help increase the fishing success, the fishing catchability in these ponds. So we've actually in the last 3 years we've put a lot of work back into the Stolly's Park to increase the fishing success. We've been working closely with the Iowa DNR, the local fishery biologist. It just adds in another element that really draws a lot of attention to the area when you do these urban fish stockings like this, and it's a really great success for people to come out and catch fish.
Now, to fish for trout, you need to get a trout stamp on your license, which you can get anywhere that sells fishing licenses. There is a daily amount of 5 trout per day, and children under 16 may fish for free if they have a licensed adult with them. Cherokee's volleyball team qualified for state, and a local business is raising funds to help with the expenses. Chuy's Taqueria and Mexican Foods will donate a percentage of all their sales to help cover travel expenses as they compete and represent the Cherokee community. This is the first time the establishment was undertaking such an initiative since they first opened, and they believe this is the best way to show support.
We want to involve with the community. Why not supporting one of our own, the volleyball teams? We found out they made a state, so why not try to get involved with them as well?
The final day for this promotion ends on November 2nd. And Des Moines business is taking part in the first ever Game Store Day. It's a national effort to celebrate independently owned game stores and encourage people to shop local, discover new games, and connect through play. The Rook Room Game Lounge and Cafe wants to be part of the national movement. The owner says meeting over a board game is the best way to connect with people.
Get off your phone, meet people across the table, face-to-face, get that face-to-face interaction. If they're like me, they spend all day on a computer looking into a screen, and even after the pandemic, you have so much in the way of like meetings, Zoom meetings all day. Like, I want to see people face-to-face. I want to talk to them over the table, share a drink, share a snack, things like that, get to know people, and not just have to talk about the weather or politics, but enjoy each other's company over the game.
Now, if you are in the area, you can find Rookwood Lounge in Des Moines because it's downtown and it is actually now open. Just in time for the holidays, a familiar store is reopening. Toys R Us grand reopening was set for today, they've already had it, at the Jordan Creek Mall in Des Moines. They went bankrupt in 2017, and it looks like they're back for more. The store will go up across from the food court and what used to be the former Forever 21.